What is up, you guys? It's Twinless Twin, and I couldn't help myself. We have one more Phoenix video. So why did I make this video? Well, I think that I've figured something out, and I've talked about it a bit in the past, but the real important part of Phoenix is making sure that you have ways to get your engine going to start the game. So I have incorporated 2 highway robberies into my deck. I think this is going to be a really good piece that is going to help reduce the number of hands we have that are non-functional, and help set up, explosive draws, but also fix our draws. The plot being very important. You plot it on turn 2 a good amount of the time that you're going to cast this card, and then on turn 3 you have the opportunity to, discard a Phoenix, play 2 other spells, and bring the Phoenix back, or cantrip once or twice, then find a Phoenix, then a highway robbery, discard that Phoenix and get them back. Lots of opportunities for this to be an early Phoenix card, but also just to help fix your draws more. So I'm really excited to try this one out. We're just going to go ahead and get straight into a league. And I think that, I really do think that this could be the best solution. I mean, I at the end of last video had recommended a Ledger Shredder, with that same logic of it's really important to have those cards that enable, but Ledger Shredder is just so inconsistent at enabling that I think that, despite this card having a lower ceiling, I think it has a higher floor than Shredder, being another instant and sorcery that we've got in our deck. So definitely excited to be playing with this. And we start off with a really solid hand. Our opponent has Giganta Companion, so we're thinking, okay, they're probably playing, there's a lot of different decks Giganta Companion at this point, so we'll have to wait and see. But happy to get to resolve this Artist Talent. With no turn 1 play, I would have guessed it wasn't Prowess, but now I think it is Prowess. So always keeping us on our toes, this Prowess deck. Let's start with an Opt. Just do the obvious thing and discard the Phoenix. How do we feel about the Spell Pierce? I think we can bottom it. It's not horrible, but it's also not really great. Now we can consider. We don't need a second Artist Talent. Ooh, but a Prosthetic Memory is pretty nice. Ooh, and a second Phoenix. Very nice, very nice. We'll just get this guy off the table now, and they go ahead and scoop it up. So there you go, turn 3. Double Phoenix. That's pretty strong. That is pretty strong. Alright, sideboarding, so we're going to have no Phoenixes post-board against them. We're going to bring in the Prismaris, the Chandra's Defeats, the Borrower, cut these Pierces, and then we get to have one more card. One Brotherhood's End seems fine. Brotherhood's End generally is tricky because you don't really want to tap out against them, especially tap out of red mana, and Brotherhood's End usually is going to have you tapping out of red mana, so if they have a haste creature afterwards, they have free ability to use their pump spells, but it still can be a strong card in certain spots, so I'm fine bringing in the 1, but I think, if you were to say, do you want the second Brotherhood's End, my answer would be over any of these cards. I think my answer would be no. Even into the Flood Maw, I think, is better. Our best plan here in this matchup is, Picklock Prankster plus Profs. I guess we only have 6 creatures. Do we need to board in a Drake? Or yeah, we might need to board in a Drake because 6 creatures, if they have fatal pushes and stuff, it might actually get hard to win at some point. So I guess instead of the Brotherhood's End, we could go for a Drake. That makes sense to me. It'll actually be pretty hard for them to answer Drake because they need Revolt on Fatal Push, which is not given by any means. So, on the draw, this hand is a little scary. No removal spells, but we have a cantrip. Gonna represent the removal spell to hopefully make it less likely that they, jam something here. Swift Spear. Like, we could have just played Sleight of Hand there, but that would just say, okay, you can use whatever pump spells you have, opponent. That's not really the message we want to convey. I don't think this Prismari command is really good enough here. Ooh, Into the Floodmaw is nice. Let's just Sleight of Hand for now. All right, we'll pick up an Opt. I think, like, again, jamming the Artist Talent, you're telling your opponent, use all your pump spells now, get a ton of damage in, and that's pretty bad for us. If we continue to play this, you know, kind of chippy game where they're just chipping away at our life total, we get so much time, we should be able to generally turn the corner, but... Deadmaw's Ire. +2/+2. Okay, let's let this resolve and just see if they go for anything more. They might. I mean, you never know, right? Like, they could easily have... Like, at this point, okay, yeah, like, Fire Impulse doesn't work. They might just put us on nothing. Or if they have Double Pump Spell, they could go for one here. Okay, they don't go for it. We have to decide if we want to take this 6 or use our bounce spell now. It's our only bounce spell. If we do use the bounce spell, we save 4. I think we can take this. I'd prefer removal, but I do think that this Consider is probably going to end up being pretty good with the Artist Talent in play starting next turn. I'm going to avoid shocking for now. Also, like, holding up just the island should kind of give our opponent, like, okay, yeah, green light, use your pump spells. But then we actually have this Into the Floodmaw, which is pretty good for us. Yep, Monstrous Rage. And again, there's no reason to respond. I mean, if they, like, cast another one... Okay, Monstrous Rage. That's... So we are still taking 6 damage here. If they have a Fling, we die. Okay, they do have the Fling. Okay. That was tough. I mean, maybe it was a mulligan with no removal spells. To be fair, like, the Brotherhood's End wouldn't have done much either because they could have just used a pump spell in response, right? That's, like, another thing. So... It is pretty tough on the draw when you don't have your removal spells. So mulligan might have been just the best play there. I don't think we can keep this. So Kenzin, you're killing me. If this was any other land, I think, like, any dual land, I think I can keep. Like a Spire Bluffin' I'm keeping for sure, but with how it is, can't afford that. Okay, let's just do this. And start with Stormcarved Coast Go. Thoughtseize. I think that's actually fine with me, like... We can... I think we're generally okay being Thoughtseized. I guess, I mean, the mulligan makes it a little bit more painful, but if they want to slow down the game, we have Treasure Cruise in our deck, so that probably favors us. Do I just want to shoot one of these now? No, I think I want to take the damage and just consider. Top and opt. Bottom Prismari, pick lock. So we did find the profs, and we have a pick lock. Missed the land drop, unfortunately. Ooh, they boarded unlicensed hearse? That is tough. Alright, let's just use this here. Okay, we'll pick up this borrower. I feel like we should be okay, but I am a little nervous. Prismari could be very strong. We did have to bottom one, unfortunately, but... Cruise is not it. Not the draw step we're looking for. I mean, I guess they did let us just cast Cruise right now, so we could try to hit that untapped land. That's actually a fine play. With the Flood Maw. Oof, Manifold Mouse, okay. Target the challenger. Hit Claim to Fame. I'm gonna hold on to my Flood Maw here. Oh, it's I don't know. This is not looking good. And we don't have any Brotherhood's End. Brotherhood's End would be the one card that would probably save us in this spot. So, everyone in the comments section make fun of me for not having Brotherhood's End. I think I need to wait a turn to board in, or to deploy the Pross, because I need to have double bounce up here to even have a chance of surviving. with this claim to fame already. Yeah, like if I cast Profs, I'm just gonna die for sure. I think I'm gonna die for sure anyways, to be honest. The Manifold Mouse Emberheart Challenger combo is pretty strong too. And then, yeah, we have to deal with all these Heartfire heroes that are very good. Okay, Omnixless can't do anything. Okay, so we have to bounce this guy. And then if we bounce this guy and block here, we take 5, 6 down to 1. I guess this guy is definitely the other guy we bounce. And then, yeah, I think we just need to block here and get this thing off the table. I assume we're dead. Yep, we're dead. Okay. Weird. That was a weird one. Like, Thoughtseize into Hearse is not usually what I would expect, but yeah, it's a tricky matchup. It's a tricky matchup. Maybe I need to make space for a Brotherhood's End, but like that's just it's kind of results thinking. Like that their draw was very creature heavy. Often they'll have more of a mix, and then the Brotherhood's End is not as great. Maybe the other mistake was like I probably should have tried to get pick lock down with Profs earlier. The quicker you can do that, like if they don't have the fatal push, it makes all of their attacks bad, pretty much. Especially when you then hold up removal, because you can just like block profitably, and then if they go for a pump spell, remove or bounce their guy. Makes it really, really hard for them to attack. So that could have been a better approach there, I guess. I think game 2 the keep was not good. Don't keep hands like that, probably. Alright, this hand seems fine in the blind. I mean, we've got the couple cantrips, pick lock. Duress. Off of Concealed Courtyard, so could be a lot of things. I mean, Greasefang comes to mind. They take the axe. That makes me think it is probably Greasefang. think we should still pass here, just to get the info before we use our cantrip. Like, sleight of hand here, and we're not sure exactly what we're up against. I guess we're still not really sure, but with them taking axe, I would still think Greasefang. Okay, and it is Greasefang. Free the Fae. We'll grab a sleight of hand. I guess we can cast at least one of these sleight of hands here. And maybe pass. Pass with Free the Fae, Opt, Up, Impulse, Borrower. Okay, actually, we could have just gone to discard there, right? Like, discard the Phoenix is probably pretty good. Yeah, I should have. I think I regret not just going to discard. Oh, wow. Blood Tithe Harvester. So they're Mardu Greasefang. Ditch a land to the Blood Tithe. Discarding a Battlefield Forge. So they had the Battlefield Forge, but they chose not to use it. That's interesting. That is surprising to me, because I would expect them to use it. Alright, no untapped red source there. Might bite us. We could be in trouble here. They get a window to set up a Greasefang. Fable. Okay, that should be okay. At this point, our engine is definitely running, and we should be able to deal with most of what they have to throw at us. Most of the fair stuff, I should say. Start with a petty theft. Ditch this Spire Bluff, because I think we're never going to be playing that over, so Ken's in here. I'll free the Fae, discarding a highway robbery. And pick up a cruise. And I think I will just kill this Blood Tithe Harvester. Discarding the highway robbery. Oh. Do we cruise here and risk it? I don't think it's really worth it for the extra bird. Like, we're in such a good spot, we really just want to avoid the Greasefang here. So even though we could cruise, get some extra cards, and the extra bird, I think the better play here is just to hold up our 3 removal spells, which should pretty much guarantee we win this. And we still can, you know, probably kill them. We have a decent chance of killing them next turn. Between a potential profs, which I think we've only seen 1. So we can find the other profs, we can find the last bird. We only have 19 cards left in deck, and we can see at least 5. Free the Fae is going to see a lot more than 5. Okay, and there's the last bird. So we should be just winning here. I guess if they can kill our bird, we could have trouble potentially, but... no need to even cycle or do any of that. I mean, we're just going for lethal here, but want to keep cards in deck. Like, if we need to trigger the birds again, we'll need to have some of these 8 cards in deck, I guess. Bitter Triumph. Okay. So our opponent goes down to 3. We do have Brazen Borrower to flash in as well next turn. And plenty of removal spells. Alright, and they scoop it up. Alright, so sideboard will definitely bring in these Prismaris. What else are we interested in? Probably like this Borrower. Seems reasonable against them. Like, we can bounce their vehicles. They might just go into like a more mid-rangey plan, though. I could definitely see that being the case. Brotherhood's End could be good. Yeah, I definitely think Brotherhood's End might be better than the Borrowers. Maybe we actually are cutting back on those and then cutting the Pierces. Pierce is just awkward. It's like, it's good when you have it at the right time, but it's a bad top deck, and so I never know how to feel about it. Like, they are a Fable deck, so maybe it's just unacceptable to cut the spell Pierces, but I think that often I'll try to like outvalue the Fable anyways. Keeping bottom opt seems like the right play to me. Okay, they do have an unlicensed hearse. We find the Prismari command, so that's nice. Use this chance to get down the artist talent. Fear of missing out. Let's just shock the steam vents and pass. my thought is like we definitely don't want to Prismari now when they could have Greasefang to just bring back the hearse. But we'll end step this Prismari. Oh, or we'll just Brotherhood's End. So what could we do instead here? We could Prismari, make a treasure. Loot. We're just supposed to do nothing. The only thought is like I do definitely want to have. It's gonna be hard to be able to have. We want to have axe up, right? That's the thing. All right, I'll use this. Discard nothing. If we can find a red source, I'd be, yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. So we clean up the hearses. They find Battlefield Forge. We go down to 10. And then play a Fable. I'm going to ditch this axe so that we have spell mastery. Then I have Prismari. Two damage, draw two, discard two. Ditch this opt. Discard. Cruise and Profs, I guess. The extra land actually seems pretty valuable to me. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this was too aggressive. Like, we did leave ourselves open to Greasefang here. Wait, I had 7. Oh my god, I had 7 cards and I didn't cast Treasure Cruise. What am I doing? I'm sorry, guys. I thought I had 6, but as the Prismari was on the stack. Okay, well, I guess not punished. Not horribly punished, at least. So we went Cruise, Free the Fae, Slight. It's enough to get back these birds. And I'll just attack with 1, planning on trading 1 for the Goblin Shaman if they're trying to make that trade. Holding up Fiery Impulse, Lightning Axe for the potential Greasefang. could have Hearse here or something. Then we'd lose a bird, but we'll deal with that. Thoughtseize. Okay. They could have Go Blank. That would be pretty scary. Looks like it might be Go Blank. If they are Go Blanking us, I'll just hold on to the Fiery Impulse. Oh, just another Fable. I'm going to wait to Fiery Impulse until my turn because casting 3 spells might end up being a tricky bit. Okay, Cruise is perfect. Discard this Odawara. Wow, okay. We have to decide if we want the bird back. I mean, I guess right now with... Let's start with an Artist Talent and see if we can find anything else. Ooh, Prismari, perfect. That works. So we can go ahead and do create a treasure, 2 damage to any target. That treasure will let us hold up Axe for potential Greasefang Parhelion. And it lets us get back the Phoenix, put them down to 5. I only discard 1. That's a little scary. I guess I actually probably should be discarding this, I should be discarding the highway robbery. Because it's just like free additional loot. Alright, we'll put this on the stack and see. So we'll hold on. No. No. Top. Free the Fae. I guess at this point we actually should just discard everything because we're gonna see our whole deck and get those birds back. There we go. Alright. GG's. So we beat Mardu Greasefang 2-0, and we'll be on to the next one. Alright, we get to go first. Don't think we can keep this. We have no way to find the second land. It's going to be a mulligan. This hand, on the other hand, I am a big fan of. I think I'll put back the third land. Whoa. I think this is the Insidious Roots deck. So I think it's a combo deck of sorts. And they're trying to get stuff into their graveyard and then remove it from the graveyard, making their insects, which are then mana dorks, and they can kind of go crazy from there. So my game plan, without seeing their exact deck list, is probably to try to go pretty fast. I'm nervous about how my removal kind of lines up with them, so I'd just like to kill them instead. Ooh, Priest of the Forgotten. So, like, maybe some sort of Insidious Roots sack fusion deck. All right, I'm game. Let's plot this highway and get ready for next turn. This will basically guarantee that we get to trigger at least one Phoenix next turn, maybe even more. So, seems pretty good to me. Ooh, Tyvar. Yep. Okay, so they are Insidious Roots. Tyvar returns a creature, so they can get back Priest or a Deathrite Shaman. And then Tyvar also says these creatures have haste. So they choose to do it now, which I think is interesting. Maybe they have something in plan, but I mean, we might just be able to kill their... We will be able to kill their Tyvar now. Alright, we'll start with this. Bin the Phoenix. Discard Spire Bluff. Opt. Discard a Talent. Top Fiery Impulse. Free the Fae. I think discard Picklock. Find a Fiery Impulse. And then let's Fiery Impulse this Priest just because it looks kind of scary, but not going to do anything else. Trigger Phoenix. Attack Tyvar. Here you go. Insidious Roots. Okay, there it is. So they could do the Rumble Belt Maverick. That makes them a creature right away. But that's it for now. It's always best to start with Cruise on these types of turns because you could find more Phoenixes that you want to, you know, discard to your future spells. Do I want to just shoot this plant token now? It would let me cruise again, which is pretty tempting. Like, sure, why not? All right, they go ahead and scoop. I mean, we're going to put a ton of counters on this Arclight Phoenix and basically force them to kill us in that next turn. I think they might have had some draws that could have been okay for them, but they choose to scoop, so I guess they know better what's in their deck than we do. Between Tyvar and Roots, Pierce seems worth it. These Brotherhood's Ends seem pretty good. The Axes seem not as good. Maybe that's like a card that we could cut. Maybe one Borrower or one Into the Flood Maw is fine. You can unsummon the tokens. You can unsummon the Roots if they're doing something crazy with that. So it seems like those seem like fine inclusions instead. I mean, this is a hand that, you know, potentially is 2 Phoenixes on turn 3. I think you don't want to mulligan those hands. I'm actually pretty sure they don't have discard usually, but we'll see. I want to save all these 1-mana spells to give myself the best chance of triggering these Phoenixes on turn 3, so that's how I'm going to play it. Ooh. Alright. The Roots is scary for sure. Oh, wow. What a blowout. I didn't play around the haywire, mate. Alright, let's try to opt. Ooh, okay. We can try again next turn. Though we currently have no spells. So that's not always great. We have 1 Fiery Impulse plus a draw step, so 2 looks to find another cantrip to keep it going. Soul Cauldron. That's a scary card. I think we're going to have to feed one of these birds to the Soul Cauldron just to get the other ones back. The upside to this is that they're not going to get to trigger their Insidious roots if they want these birds, or if they want to exile a bird. So that is a nice benefit. And we can pick up this Brotherhood's End, which seems pretty valuable. Another root, so that means that each of the cauldron activations trigger twice. It's pretty scary. What can we do here? We could bounce the Soul Cauldron and then Brotherhood's End after they go to make some guys. Yeah, that works, I think. So we'll gift them the token. I'm going to ditch this Otawara. And the Brotherhood's End will kill our Phoenix, but we'll just get it back. And by doing this, by bouncing first, this means we can not worry about them exiling our Phoenix. Right, so they get 2 triggers. Them being stuck on mana kind of also made this play really good because they're looking to, get their Insidious roots going, but we just took all the tokens off the board for the turn, so they kind of have no mana still. They could bring back Scrounger. They could... I guess they could have... I would have probably shocked that, right? And then if the Cauldron commits a crime, which brings back Forsaken Miner, which then gives them the triggers. Yeah, that would have been pretty good for them. Instead, I guess now I have to figure out what do they have. Okay, they just scoop. Okay, nice. Well, we are 2-1, and we'll continue going. Probably one more match. All right? I'll take a quick bathroom break while we find a match. Okay, we're back and on the play. We have a reasonable hand. I'm not like super jonesed about this one, but it's fine. We are gonna, I think, play this Steam Vents tapped. Oh, unless they reveal Gigantha. If they reveal Gigantha, we'll play it untapped. And I do wish we knew the matchup. They should have already revealed their companion, right? That's how that works. Yeah. Oh, so they're actually mono green, so we should play this untapped. We should definitely play this untapped because we probably there's a decent chance we want to shoot an elf, and hopefully they don't have 2 lands and a Nykthos. Oath of Nissa. Fair enough. They find a forest. Let's plot this highway robbery. Getting ready to rob our opponent and put a bird into play. Oh, I'm really scared. I think they're gonna have the Nykthos. So we'll discard the Arclight. Draw 2. Free the Fae. Grab a Treasure Cruise. And then cast Consider. Bin Consider. And we'll attack for 3. Alright, don't do anything too mean, please. Oh, they have the Nykthos, so they're making 9 mana here on turn 3. That's pretty gross. Trailblazer. Oh, I wish we had mana up to shoot that, because that's gonna draw them some cards for sure. Storm the Festival. Oh gosh, this is not good. Double Cavalier of Thorns, so they draw 2 and then get 2 Cavalier abilities. Already I'm thinking we probably can't beat this on turn 3. But let's see. Invasion. So they get an Outcast Trailblazer. They play a lot of Elves. Okay. So we'll load some counters onto this Arclight Phoenix, and I think we have to pass back because Lair of the Hydra can easily just kill us here. I think they can actually make us chump block with the Lair if they want to. The very worst for them. I expect they'll do a lot better than that, though, but we'll see. Yep, 18 mana. They have 2 Storm the Festivals. We're very dead here. I'll concede. I don't need to make them go through this. Verse 2 Storm the Festivals? No. Okay, I think the bounce spell is good. Axe is not great. I don't think I really want anything else. I could see Negate. I think Pierce is just the best option out of all of those. Do I want the Drakes? Maybe. Do I want the negates? It's tricky because without Karn anymore, they are on a lot less creature spells to negate, or a lot less non-creatures, sorry, to negate. They're much more of like a stompy deck. I think I'll just submit this. I don't know. I'm okay with this hand. Just because we do have ways to slow them down, but I am nervous because we don't have any way to discard this Phoenix currently, and we're potentially going to miss land drops. I think we can Fiery Impulse. Upside being if we just draw a land, we get that pick lock up. And we didn't draw land. We do have another Fiery Impulse if they're going to have elves, but... Can we draw a land, please? Okay, sleight of hand and we can pick up an island. I think we want this to be an island. What did they find? Rakdos. Yeah, I think island is good. If they play like Old Growth Troll or something, I'd probably bounce it. Plot Trailblazer makes sense. Just fine passing back here. We can impulse the Trailblazer. I'm fine with this old growth troll for now. I think my plan will be free the Fae and then untap. I can cruise. And then probably bounce this troll to take away the devotion. We definitely want a land with this many spells in our hand. Okay. Do we want to bounce the troll here is the big question. I mean, if they just have a forest, they can replay it. Right now their devotion is +1 on the Nykthos. Holding up Pierce could be valuable. I mean, they might just jam Storm the Festival. If we bounce the troll now, they're at minus mana. Or they get to replay it, but like, yeah, I think now it seems like right now they could tap, make 4 or 5 mana instead of 6. Okay, yeah, so they make 4. At least they can just replay it. Okay, nice. Just keep bouncing this troll. This time we get back a bird. I guess now they can storm the festival. Not ideal if they have an extra land. Okay, another troll is fine. Oh, no. Not good. 8. Storm the festival. Double Cavalier. Oh, it's so hard to beat. So hard to beat. I mean, there wasn't really much we could do this game. Aside from maybe mulliganing our starting hand. Pick your poison away the Arclight. That's fine. Maybe mulligan the starting hand was the right move, though. Spell Pierces will do nothing. We don't have any negates in our deck, so we're pretty much cooked. We're dead here. We don't have any moves. GG's. Because like, even if we kill the Cavaliers, we're gonna get cooked. We kind of need to get more set up beforehand, before they can do something like storm the festival, or we need to have our negates in as like ways to answer the storm. But I guess our hand just ended up being kind of too slow there. And our counterspell suite is definitely not prepared for mono green, like Disdainful Stroke, Aether Gust, Test of Talents would be the right counterspell suite for mono green. But I guess I'm not surprised. I mean, we did miss lands for 2 turns, right? So that actually is a big piece of it too. Looks like we're playing against blue-black fairies. Okay, Thoughtseize resolves. You can take the treasure cruise, I guess. Robbery seems fine. We can plot that. And then go for a Phoenix next turn. Okay, they got Kaito. I think hold back our Phoenix to block here is pretty good. Just stops them from doing any of like the ninjutsu stuff. And they don't really have great ways to like dispose of Phoenix permanently, so any of the time they're killing it with a removal spell or trading with it in combat, it's just a temporary thing. I guess bouncing it is a move. Ooh, they do have a petty theft. Okay. Burned for the lava glide pathway. Yeah, Phoenix's mana feels like it should be better, but I get burned by it a lot. I will not play Shivan Reef. That is a lava axe land, but I do wish there was something I could do. Okay, so we'll discard. Cruise. Opt. Attack Kaido. Then go to discard, ditch a Phoenix. Not upset about that. Is this another Kaido ninjutsu'd? Yes, it is. They're thought seizing me 3 times, so they're down to 12. Opt. See what we can find. I'll take a sleight of hand. Sleight of hand. Axe. Lots of axes. Or you could just take the talent. We could finish off both their planeswalkers here by axing Ornithopter and axing our own Phoenix. I'm not sure how much I love that play, but it's a possible play. Then we go, they have 2 Mutavaults. Yeah, I guess it's a play. My thought is from this spot we should be able to race pretty well. We have like this Borrower to flash in, bounce 2 bounce spells in hand. Again, they have a tough time removing our Phoenixes, I feel like, so Yeah, all around, I think we should be in a pretty good spot to raise. Ooh, Moon Circuit Hacker. Oh, this borrower is theirs. I was thinking it's mine. Like, I don't know how I have two borrowers. It's game one. That makes more sense. We do still have the borrower in hand though, so nothing actually changes. But that is funny. I'm surprised they didn't flash in the borrower to maybe even block there, but maybe they have plans to. They might have plans to be blocking or to just be killing me on the backswing. 6, 7, 8. They had they had 10 damage on the backswing. And maybe I should have just let that happen, but my plan here is bounce a blocker if they have a blocker, and then flash borrower, giving me 3 lethal, or 3 attackers. They have to be able to stop 2 of them to avoid lethal. Wow. Okay. If we attack here, they have 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we can still attack. And then play a Phoenix and have to hold up the bounce spell. I'm not gonna play the land. I guess we could, if we don't need to use the bounce spell to save our life, we might end up drawing Artist Talent, and then we could be able to discard the land. I don't really think there's any upside to playing it, really. 5 mana should be plenty. We can just block here, survive, and yeah, this doesn't work for them. If we had to trade the Phoenix, it would be good, because then we might not have lethal on the attack back, but because we can just block here, survive at 1, and then play have 2 lethal attackers plus the bounce spell, we should be winning here. But they could have a lot of cards that would make us not winning. Like multiple fatal pushes would be good here. Now that they're losing this Fairy Miscreant, they have Revolt. I think they're calculating if they can beat any removal spell. That'd be my best guess, but maybe they have like a fatal push. No, they need to have 2 fatal pushes for that to matter. Okay, ninjutsu on the Kaido. The Kaido doesn't deal you damage, right? Oh, it can stun something, but not 2 things, so if we bounce this, we should be fine here. Go to 2. Alright, and we pick up game number 1. Post board, I think the Prismari commands seem good and the disputes seem good. How does Borrower seem? I think Borrower is probably not great. Neither is Flood Maw. You actually probably do want some number of these Brotherhood's Ends as well. The Pierces are probably pretty poor overall. I think we can shave an Axe and maybe shave a Profs. Okay, let's go with this. Grab some water while I'm playing sideboards. How do we feel about this hand? I think it's a keep on the draw, especially. I'm wondering if we need a 19th land. We've been getting a lot of burned by our mana quite a bit. Ooh, and the Thoughtseize. I mean, I think that Sleight of Hand is the correct card for them to take here. I mean, but there's a real chance that we end up start missing on lands. Unless they have a follow-up way to answer both the Artist Talents. Land. Whoo! We are the greatest. Actually, playing the talent there is poor because I think Brazen Borrower is like a big card they can have, and now we just gave them like a free way to use their mana. We could have just passed with Pick Lock up. Yep. I got so excited about the land, I didn't take a second to think about what they probably have and how I should play around it, so that's definitely on me. Just gave them free value there, basically. Man, that's frustrating. I'm trying to find a third land. Just operating off of no lands here is pretty bad. Okay, we do pick up the third land. It's another island, so we're gonna have maybe some awkwardness with the red mana. but continuing to hit our land drops is important. Yeah, I think that 19th land might just be too important to cut. During the RC, I did play 18. That doesn't mean it's a good reason to play 18, though. Like, you need to be objective, and I think that hitting land drops is very important in this deck. It's like that and using all your mana every turn are the number one things you want to make sure you're doing turns 1 to 4. And I've been just like fumbling for land drops too much. So another land should probably help that. Kill this hacker now. We know one of their cards is the Fairy Miscreant, so that's not very scary. And then we just want to kind of... Ooh. Okay, I'll pass back, and if they play the Borrower, we'll just draw 2, discard 2, and shoot it. No ninjutsu. Do they have Kaido? No, it looks like they're maybe just flooding a little bit. Sorry, opponent. I don't actually feel bad, though. I think topping the pick lock is fine. Flood Pitch Drowner is the last card. Ooh, Kaito is the draw for turn. That's really strong. And they're going to get to draw. Surveil 2 draw. Okay. Some pressure on us to show up with something. And getting back the Drowner is also really good. And the Miscreant, yep. Nice plays. Do they bin a Drowner? That surprises me if they did. I would think they might not want to do that. I think we have to level 2. No, we don't have to. They have the Drowner. I think I'm going to level 2 this Talent with all the spells we have in hand. How much does it cost to plot? It's still 2 to plot. I knew getting back a Phoenix this turn did basically nothing because of the Drowner, which is why I chose to make the play I did. I mean, I still think that we went from being in very good shape to being in trouble with that Kaido draw, but there was no reason to play directly into the Drowner there. Ooh, no. They have another ninjutsu. Alright, so we're down to Down to our last legs here. We need to have a big turn. Thoughtseize. I think we are supposed to free the Fae. Getting the extra looks at a at Phoenix is nice. So we'll take the sleight of hand. So they can take away our Brotherhood's End, which I assume is what they'll do. Sleight of hand to start. Discard the Spire Bluff because we need an untapped land if we're going to be doing anything with lands here. We'll cruise. I think we can discard this land too. Okay, we need to find an untapped red. Let's discard sleight of hand. Steam Vents. Oh, we know they have another Drowner. That we couldn't make this play. We needed to not do this because we're just dead on board. Yeah, we just left ourselves dead on board. If we had waited, gone to combat, triggered the Phoenixes, and then they flash in the Drowner, we sweep the board, what happens? I don't think that works either. Okay. Go to game 3. Happy to keep this. Oh wait, I should have. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not playing as well now. Got in my head. 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. I guess. I think it's too important that we cast these cantrips. Like, we should have probably shocked Steam Vents last turn to consider. We need to be getting cards in our yard for the cruise, and if we do want to dispute something here, I don't want that to prohibit me from considering also. We have to cast the Consider in response, because otherwise the cruise is just so bad. Like, we're never going to be able to treasure cruise. So now at least they have to consider taking the cruise because we're getting closer, and they do take the cruise. I will dispute this. Taking away their ninjutsu seems valuable. I'm just gonna free the Fae now. We could fake treasure cruise, right? Oh wait, hold on. This Prismari command seems busted when we have 2 Phoenixes in hand. We'll definitely take that. Cruise. Let's cast the cruise. And we'll just pass. We could like go aggressive and try to get these Phoenixes back now, but I think they could have Spell Pierce, they could have a bunch of different things, and I think we'll get more value just using this Prismari another way. So I mean, yeah, they still could have Spell Pierce, so let's at least upkeep this, I think. 2 damage, draw 2, discard 2. 2 damage, draw 2, discard 2. This way, if they have Pierce, they need to also have a land to get the Kaido through. Alright, we discard the birds, and if they play like Go Blank or Unlicensed Hearse, we'll be very sad. But so far, we haven't seen any of those cards. I mean, I guess we have to assume they have them in their deck. Right, there's no way they have no removal or no graveyard hate, so maybe this was aggressive. We could have potentially just waited, but like when they attack, I don't want them to have a easy ninjutsu. So yeah, all of that kind of led me to wanting to make the play I did. I guess just play Artist Talent and pass with Mystical Dispute and Fiery Impulse up is the best play. I was gonna play Picklock, but you can't really... I guess bouncing off the Mutavault's fine, right? That, like, doesn't let them ninjutsu. We can Mystical Dispute this. Discard the Brotherhood's End. Brotherhood's End seems not very effective here. When they've played no creatures. Or they have no creatures currently, I should say. In the beginning of combat, I will Fiery Impulse this Mutavault. I think I'll discard the Brotherhood's End. Alright, well, we've drawn lands. Need to draw a spell to get the chain going here. Yeah, we did do this in the beginning of combat, so they wouldn't be able to use the mana from Mutavault. Maybe that ended up being relevant. Moon Circuit Hacker. A tops land. I guess I'll do this and level the talent. Pass to you. Maybe like Channel Sokenzin is the safer play, so they can't ever like remove the Picklock Prankster, but oh, interesting. So they could emblem the Kaido here. I guess if they do that, we can then channel Sokenzen and attack back. Oh wait, it's a plus to do the emblem? Wow. That's strong. I guess this Moon Circuit Hacker is just a draw discard with no cards in hand, so that's actually not super scary. We'll send everyone in at Kaido. Put him down to 2. And then I think just pass. Want to be able to get rid of all these lands if we draw a cantrip or something. Kaido is very strong. I'll say that. I mean, like, they're coming in for 11 damage here. So that's pretty good. I don't really think we can block. Maybe we could have there. Just chump block the Moon Circuit to take away. Yeah, chump Moon Circuit to take away the loot could be valuable. All right, we're in business. Let's go. Here we go. Discard Spire Bluff. Ooh, find Picklock. Bennett. Free the Fae. Discard Island. Find Lightning Axe. Consider. Discard the Talent. Sleight of Hand. Bennett. Double Axe. We can't use both of them, but... Triple Phoenix comes back. If they do have a bounce spell here, the question is, how do we want to handle that? I guess we can send 2 of these and then just send this at them. Mockingbird can enter as a Moon Circuit Hacker. That's okay. I'm gonna decline the loot. I actually think like Hardcast Axe here is pretty real. I mean, I guess we do want to find another spell to get back this bird, though. Maybe that was wrong. Miscreant. Not a ninja. I mean, I guess, yeah, we're not actually going to be able to block the Fairy Miscreant with these 1/1s, so might as well send them in. All right, and we win the match. Sweet, so 3-2. Pretty close losses there as well. The green deck kind of trounced us. The red-black Prowess deck, which was much more popular, I think was a close match, and it's tricky. I think that, maybe you want the extra land, but overall, okay, so what could we cut to play that extra land? We could move a Profs to the sideboard, maybe. I think that's probably the best option. We run the extra Storm Carved. So it just feels like, even though Profs is great, like, most of my losses are because I am getting beat, like, on the board when I'm not able to just keep going and spending all my mana. So Profs doesn't help with that as much. Then we have to cut a card sideboard to get the Profs. Probably shave the Beacon Bolt down to just 1. It is a really great card versus demons, but you get to use it twice versus them, so you might not actually need that many Beacon Bolts. All right, I feel really good about this list. I think this is what I'd recommend for you to play this weekend, and I really appreciate everyone watching. Peace.